I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
Shit.
You know,
Maybe eventually you'll see us skydiving. I don't know. He's gonna have to push me, but I'll get into the adrenaline junkie here soon. For now, we're just gonna rest.
I'll dive off the top rope or something.
Well, one more thing, and then I'll let you guys go. Same person asking this question. How's your shoulder there, Merlin?
It's getting so much better. So initially, I got hurt back in July of last year. So about 6 months ago. I was working at one of my stunt shows, and they wanted me to fall a certain way, and I legitimately slipped and I fell and I caught myself in a push-up position. It happened on like a Thursday, and then it happened again on Saturday. So I did it twice, 2 days apart from each other. And then we were doing a lift where I had to, throw somebody up in the air with one arm, and the person would support themselves. And, at the time, the people that I was working with were kind of new, and couldn't hold their weight as well as I would have liked. And it just put a lot of strain on my shoulder. So I thought I had like some pectoral damage, like a small tear. I just worked through it for a while, probably 2-3 months or so. Finally, I realized it wasn't getting better. So I went to go see a specialist, and at first they thought it was a torn labrum, which was going to require surgery. I got an MRI a couple days later, and then I did a follow-up about a week later, and they told me that I had a stress fracture in my collarbone. The bone itself had healed, but the inside was still recovering completely, so it wasn't fully healed. But yeah, I had been working through a broken shoulder for about 3 or 4 months doing stunt shows.
Pro wrestling, folks. Pro wrestling.
Shoulder sling for a little while, and I nothing to do for it other than rest and ice, and I'm not really good at resting, so ice it is.
There you go. All right, guys. Before I let you go, and actually right after this interview concludes, you guys can hang out and watch the match in which I was given direction towards to air. So I'm going to do that right after this interview is concluded. But before you go, are there any shows you want to plug before I set you free?
First and foremost, before we air that show, I just want to give a shout out to on YouTube. You can look him up. His name is Carlos Indy.
That man loves independent wrestling. Wrestling is his religion. He is the man who filmed this. He films pretty much all of our matches at the dojo, a ton of other independent wrestling stuff. So huge shout out, Carlos Indy on YouTube. Check out a lot of his stuff. A lot of good local, Central Florida, Orlando talent. Aside from that, we have Brawl USA coming up on the 20th. We're challenging the international superstars for the Brawl Tag Team titles. After that, I know we have the Believe show on February 1st, Team Vision Dojo. And then on February 16th, we're doing double duty. We have Ignite Pro Wrestling and then Punk Pro Wrestling at night as well. And Carlos, I don't know if you have anything else.
That's pretty much what we have going on right now. We're still looking to book more shows as we go. Yeah, we're just trying to get booked as much as we can right now. Kind of heading out, or whoever hits us up. We're just trying to put things out there. But right now, those are the shows that we got going on. So if anybody from Florida is listening, more than welcome to come and watch and come and support.
Yeah. And actually, we just got confirmed. I don't know if it's been completely announced yet, but we are confirmed for March 15th. Sorry, 5. March 5th. March 5th at Real Pro Wrestling. We'll be making our return there. So March 5th in Fort Myers.
That's correct.
Nice. And even if you're not from Florida and you want to book them, I recommend you booking them wherever that you want them. So I'll see if
yeah, we're looking to travel as much as possible here soon. So
we're willing to make drives and help out with rings, whatever you need us to do. Definitely looking to start doing work out of Florida as well.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you one thing. There's plenty of shows that you can get work in New Jersey, more than likely. So see if we can get some some work up here for you guys. Anyway, if you're not listening to us live, you can follow them Twitter at Mayhem Merlin and Critical Carlos G, on Instagram at artrask31 and critical_Carlos Gabriel. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope we get to do this again sometime soon.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you having us. We had a blast too.
Yeah, thank you. Our pleasure.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, guys.
Thank you as well.
All right. There we go, guys. Florida Tag Team, Critical Mayhem of Critical Carlos Gabriel and Mayhem Merlin. As I promised, let's see. I have a friend on the line. Let me get him on here. Jamos, what's up?
Hey, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. So,
that was an entertaining match, and it was well shot.
yeah, I mean, again, I give the guy credit because of what. By the way, first of all, let me get here saying thank you to Critical Mayhem of Mayhem Merlin and Critical Carlos Gabriel for coming on the show and giving me so much time to talk. Thank you again for coming on. And I posted a link here in the Twitch chat for Carlos Indy. You know what? I'm going to throw it up there again just in case you missed it. If you wanted to see more matches like that, there's plenty more on his page. So you can go on there and check it out. And one thing I want to announce really quick, because I was just given this by executive producer at Capital Wrestling, Matt Ryan, former guest on the show and a friend of the show. Capital Wrestling is celebrating its 2nd anniversary on WrestleMania Day, April 7, 2019, 12 p.m. bell time, so basically a pregame show in Newark, New Jersey, 3739 Bloomfield Avenue to be exact. It is a TV taping. It's called Ready or Not. And once the television episodes are made available, it's obviously on Fight TV, Global Wrestling Network, Facebook Live, and Twitch. So I was given this while that match was going on, so I feel obligated to share. But anyway, let's get on with a discussion here of what the hell's going on in the world of pro wrestling. I mean, it's not bad, obviously. More options in the marketplace for talents around the world to go to, especially on a bigger scale, if you will, with the announcement of All Elite Wrestling, the rally that took place on the 8th, and the wrestling world's still talking about it. It's really quite amazing. You know, it's really quite amazing that the wrestling world's still talking about this, and I'm so pleased for a lot of the talents. I mean, Cody and the Bucks, especially. You know, I'm assuming their vision come to life. I mean, I'm sure they didn't think that they would be going past All In, running shows or doing a company, nonetheless. And all the talents that so far have been announced, and Chris Jericho, you know, the signing of him, I equivalated to Hogan signing with WCW back in the 90s, which basically launched the Attitude Era, basically, in a way. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. So a couple things. Chris Jericho actually said that about him signing with All Elite. That was like Hogan signing with WCW. So that comparison is very fair. The other thing that it's very exciting to be a fan because I think there's legitimate competition now. Because Ring of Honor is signing people. You have All Elite, obviously. You have what could potentially be a merger of Impact and All Elite. That's also a rumor. I don't know what kind of merger that would actually be, considering a lot of Impact's wrestlers are paid per appearance. So I don't know what merger could be done with that.
Well, see, to cut you off here for a second, I read an interview somewhere where Tony Khan, president and CEO of All Elite, had even said they're not interested in acquiring other companies or their libraries, kind of like what WWE has been doing for a long time. Instead, they're interested in working with companies, like as a partnership, like they have with OWE from China right now. So I don't foresee that happening anywhere in the near future, but you know, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what kind of working relationships they have with a bunch of these companies, where a lot of them are probably going to be like what Ring of Honor does with New Japan right now, is have a foreign company. Again, they had that with OWE, but who knows what else, because at one time Impact had a relationship with Japan, AAA in Mexico, among other companies, you know, just to have that foreign flavor come in. I can see something like that happening.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually, Impact had a relationship with New Japan at one time.
That's right. Well, because Liger was on the shows a lot.
Yeah. And I think Kurt Angle was actually the champion for IWJP when he was in TNA. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. He was IWGP Heavyweight Champion while he was in TNA. Well, because I think that was when oh God, I forget what. There was a Wrestle Kingdom, I remember, where Jeremy Borash was announcing it too, because that was when, you know, how they have the English announcer and the traditional Japanese announcer. They had Jeremy Borash do it the one year, and Angle, I believe, was the champion at that time.
Yeah. Circling back to All Elite, I don't know if you've been able to have any time with Cody or the Bucks, but like a year or two back, I had actually an opportunity to talk to Cody Rhodes, and he's a very humble, nice guy. I mean, don't let some of the appearances deceive you. Like, the dude is very smart, and he's actually very humble, down to earth, and he really loves the business, and this is why he's done so well since he's left WWE, because he's been able to use that business acumen and parlay it into potentially the fiercest competition that WWE has seen in a very long time.
I think competition will hit once they announce their television deal. If it's the rumored Turner deal, if it's the rumored Turner deal, even Jericho said it on an interview today. He wouldn't have gone there if there wasn't major league TV deals on the table. And, you know, I think it's fair to say, and they kind of said it on the show too, where, you know, Jericho signing is saying, holy shit, this is a big deal. Or, you know, but once he said, because he said it's something about the TV deals, he didn't want to go into it further, but then Bubba Dudley's like, okay, well, let me just ask this then. The offers that are on the table right now, is it, you know, fans are saying, holy shit, this is the real deal? And he said, and then Jericho replies with, well, fans and the boys and the wrestlers will be saying, holy shit, okay, this is the real deal. So, you know, Shad Khan, the old man, his net worth is $6 billion. Vince McMahon's worth 2.1. Yep. Shad's connections, I think, far exceed what McMahon has. And Turner, from what I understand, has been wanting to get back in the wrestling game once, because I remember reading somewhere there was like a clause in the sale that they couldn't televise pro wrestling on any of their networks for an X amount of time, and now we're way past it. So this is a perfect opportunity. If they're announced for TNT or TBS, for whatever Turner network it is, I mean, once that's announced, if that is indeed the deal, then that's when then I think that's when it's going to be fair to say that okay, AEW is legitimate competition for WWE right